Hello and welcome, namaste from New Delhi. This is DD India. I am Gautam Roy and you're watching Express News, the show where we bring you the day's top 100 developments from the country and the world in under 30 minutes. Let's get going. President Draupadi Murmu on Wednesday honored 20 artists with the Lalit Kala Academy National Awards. The ceremony was also marked the culmination of the 64th National Exhibition of Art at the Academy, featuring 283 artworks from across the country. Speaking at the event, President Murmu emphasized the need for collective efforts to strengthen India's identity as a cultural power, alongside its growing stature as an economic power. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a social media post, has urged the netizens to participate in the 7th edition of Prime Minister's Mementos e-auction. This includes interesting works which illustrate the culture and creativity of India. This year's edition features over 1,300 items available for bidding on the official portal pmmementos.gov.in from the 17th of this month to the 2nd of October this year. Chief of Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi today attended the Tri-Service Academia Tech Symposium in New Delhi and interacted with delegates from academia, research and development institutes, industry bodies and key stakeholders. In a post on X, the Indian Army said the Army Chief's discussions focused on synergizing capabilities to build a robust defense technology ecosystem, fostering innovation for enhancing operational preparedness. The Election Commission of India announced by-election elections to 4 seats of Rajya Sabha from Jammu and Kashmir and by-election for 1 seat of the Rajya Sabha from Punjab. Voting and counting will be held on the 24th of October. Union Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has addressed the 2nd edition of India Bioenergy and Tech Expo in New Delhi. The theme of the expo is transition to net zero, need to scale up bioenergy initiatives. Addressing the gathering, the Union Minister emphasized that the diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector is a need of the hour. Nagaland University earned international recognition as 4 faculty members have been named in the prestigious World's Top 2% Scientists list compiled by Stanford University and Elsevier. The Indian Air Force is set to retire the last 2 squadrons of its iconic MiG-21 fighter jets, with a ceremonial farewell scheduled for the 26th of September at Chandigarh. Addressing the US-India Strategic Partnership Forum, Union Minister Piyush Goyal on Wednesday in New York said, India's advancements and initiatives in energy security and healthcare highlight the 7-year success of free healthcare program benefiting 612 million people. On the sidelines of the UNGA meeting in the US, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hosted a high-level meeting of like-minded Global South countries to discuss a number of important global issues. During the meeting, the minister made the proposal for the Global South to approach world affairs and said, in light of current challenges, there is a need for enhanced dialogue among the Global South to foster solidarity and encourage mutual cooperation. The External Affairs Minister also held a conversation with Foreign Minister Alba Baptiste of St. Lucia on the sidelines of the UNGA in New York. Dr. Jaishankar also met the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Somalia, Abdisalam Ali, on the sidelines of the meeting. He also met Foreign Minister of Mauritius, Dhananjay Ritesh Rampal. The MEA appreciated the conversation he had with Foreign Minister of Denmark, Lars Løkke Rasmussen, and valued his insights on the latest developments in Europe and the Ukraine conflict. Both the leaders also discussed bilateral ties and India-EU cooperation under the Danish presidency. India on Tuesday hit out at Pakistan at the 60th United Nations Human Rights Council for abusing the forum with baseless and provocative statements against India. Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Jayant Chaudhary visited Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he met with senior faculty members working on AI and related domains. Jayant Chaudhary also met a delegation led by President of Boston University, Melissa Killiam, for a discussion on avenues for collaboration between Boston University and India in education, vocational training and skilling domains. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note on Wednesday. At close, the Sensex dropped 386.47 points to settle at 81,716. The Nifty also tanked 112.6 points to settle at 25,057. The Indian rupee depreciated by 7 paise to 88.80 against the US dollar on Wednesday. Gold futures maturing on the 3rd of October was priced at 113,410 Indian rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of December maturity stood at 134,768 Indian rupees per kg, again at the MCX. The Monetary Policy Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to keep the overnight policy rate unchanged at 7.75%. Oil prices inched up on Wednesday as an industry report showed US crude inventories declining last week. Brent futures rose to $67.89 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude futures also gained 26 cents to $63.67 a barrel. The US dollar edged up from its lowest level in close to a week on Wednesday, with traders expecting 2 more US interest rate cuts this year, while European shares fell. Danish toymaker Lego said on Wednesday it will buy 29 Discovery Centres from theme park operator Merlin Entertainment in a $269.5 million deal. Alibaba announced on Wednesday a partnership with NVIDIA, global data center expansion plans and new artificial intelligence products as it positions AI as a core business priority alongside its traditional e-commerce operations. In a major shift from his previous dismissals of Kyiv's aim in Russia-Ukraine conflict, US President Donald Trump on Tuesday said that Ukraine could retake all of its territory from Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has hailed a big shift in Donald Trump's position. The Kremlin on Wednesday said it has no choice but to continue its military offensive in Ukraine as Moscow rejected Donald Trump's claim that Russia is a paper tiger. Russian state TV channels Russia 24 and Channel 1 Russia questioned the shift in rhetoric of US President Trump on Ukraine. In these bulletins aired on Wednesday morning, both TV channels assumed that Trump's words could be an attempt to sell more weaponry to Europe. World leaders have gathered at the UN Security Council for a high-level meeting on Ukraine conflict. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned of further escalation of the conflict. French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed comments by US President Trump appearing to shift his rhetoric about Russia-Ukraine conflict. NATO has given a warning to Russia that it would use all necessary military and non-military tools to defend itself, as it condemned Moscow for violating Estonian airspace. The day also saw Trump holding meetings with leaders of Muslim nations, including Qatar's Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York on Tuesday. The meeting was reportedly focused on release of hostages, ending hostilities, and plans for Israel's eventual withdrawal from Gaza. French President Macron said on Tuesday if US President Trump wants the Nobel Peace Prize, he needs to stop the conflict in Gaza, and he's better positioned to do so than France. Iran and European powers remained at loggerheads on Tuesday to strike a last-ditch deal to avert the reimposition of UN sanctions before a 27th of September deadline, but both sides left the door open for further talks. UN nuclear watchdog chief Prasar Bharati announced that a team of inspectors is ready to head to Iran if Tehran and European powers reach an agreement this week to avert the reimposition of international sanctions. The French president will now be meeting with his Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian at the UN on Wednesday as efforts are on to avert the reimposition of deep sanctions on Tehran over its nuclear program, and that could intensify. In another meeting, world leaders convened at UNSC to address the deepening Israel-Palestinian conflict. US Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz criticized recent unilateral statements regarding Palestinian statehood. He argued that such moves embolden Hamas and undermine peace efforts. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on Tuesday acknowledged that trade discussions between the US and Canada are still ongoing and stressed Canada's strong position in talks. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has said on Tuesday that he is in talks with a US trade representative to reduce tariffs levied by US President Trump. Ramaphosa also said that Africa Growth Opportunity Act treaty should continue. A judge investigating Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's wife, Vigona Gomez, for alleged embezzlement has ordered that she face trial in a case roiling national politics, a court document showed on Wednesday. South Korea opened a criminal trial Wednesday of the wife of impeached former President Yoon Suk-yeol, marking the first time an ex-First Lady is facing trial after her husband was removed from office with a martial law bid. South Korea and the US have agreed that significant progress has been made towards meeting the conditions for transferring wartime operational control to South Korea. Currently, in the event of a war on the Korean Peninsula, US commands allied troops, but South Korea has been seeking to gain full operational control. Panama's metro showcased construction of Line 3 on Tuesday, a project touted as historic as it will cross the Panama Canal. We're taking a quick break at this point, and we'll be back very soon for more of Express News. Stay with us.
Pakistan's Al Khalid tank under fire at home. Can it hold up against India's T-90 Bhishma? Islamabad's stealth fighter dreams dashed. No J-35 in sight. India's big leap in aviation, IMRH and DBMRH set to rule the skies and the seas. And Israel powers up its Iron Beam lasers to replace missiles in future wars. Catch all the action on Defense Dynamics this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. Let's resume. Heavy overnight rains wreaked havoc across East Indian city of Kolkata in West Bengal, flooding roads and halting traffic. The torrential downpour in Kolkata claimed the lives of at least 8 people in rain-related incidents, including electrocution. Floodwaters from the Sina River have disrupted traffic near Sholapur-Pune National Highway due to overflows and increased water levels. Continuous rainfall in Latur, district of Maharashtra, has caused flood-like situations causing devastation to the crops and day-to-day lives of people. According to India's Met Department, very heavy rainfall is expected over Konkan, Goa and central Maharashtra from the 26th to the 29th of this month, and in Marathwada on the 27th of this month. The Weather Department anticipated light to moderate rain and thunderstorms with isolated heavy rainfall over Odisha and Chhattisgarh from the 24th to the 27th of September. The National Weather Forecaster also predicts light to isolated heavy rainfall over the northeastern states of Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura on Wednesday. Super Typhoon Ragasa lashed Hong Kong with hurricane-force winds and torrential rain on Wednesday, killing at least 14 people. Heavy flooding was witnessed on the streets of Macau as the gambling hub neighboring Hong Kong experienced severe weather due to Super Typhoon Ragasa. After Hong Kong, southern China is bracing for the next phase of Typhoon Ragasa. The storm is expected to dump widespread heavy rain across Guangdong and neighboring Fujian provinces. Hanoi City launched the Touching Autumn in Hanoi campaign, featuring cultural events, races and concerts after being named one of Asia's most beautiful autumn destinations by Time Out magazine. Hanoi National University students have been volunteering to teach evening classes at Birla Children's Village in Hanoi, providing academic support and inspiration to local children. In Australia's Hobart, 3 filmmakers with disability have produced a short film through a national program aimed at increasing visibility and opportunities in the film industry. In Australia's Geelong, renowned street artist Roan is painting an 88-metre mural featuring 14 local residents, set to be completed next month. Thousands have flocked to Winton in Western Queensland for the biennial Outback Festival, featuring quirky events like Cowpat Discuss and Outback Iron Man. A festive concert featuring music, dance and art performances marked the 34th anniversary of Turkmenistan's independence at Mukham's Palace in Ashgabat. Japanese car maker Nissan has unveiled an AI-assisted driver support system set to debut in 2027. Developed with UK startup Wave, the ProPilot technology uses 11 cameras to navigate traffic and enhance safety. Veterinarians of Simply Vets rescue a newborn wild elephant calf found abandoned with a congenital structural abnormality in a national park in Thailand. Busan's University of Foreign Studies has established the India Centre, a hub dedicated to promoting the culture, civilization and languages of India to the world. A new 2.1-hectare open-air sports complex has opened in Mongolia's Ulaanbaatar, offering free daily access to football, basketball, tennis and running facilities for local children and youth. The Moroccan capital Rabat is set to host Dance of Africa, a vibrant cultural event celebrating African unity and diversity through music and dance ahead of the Africa Cup tournament. Beekeepers in Iraq's Basra are facing a sharp decline in honey production as rising salinity in rivers, droughts and extreme heat threaten the region's once thriving bee populations. Developers in London have lifted the 700-year-old All Hallows Straining Church tower 14 metres above street level to allow construction of a new office building underneath. British cider makers are anticipating one of their sweetest and largest harvests in years, following a record hot summer with the apple production volume nearly triple compared to last year's. Chile's Energy Minister Diego Pardo attended the opening of the country's first net zero building owned by Swiss firm EDP in Santiago, designed to generate more energy than it consumes. Entertainment Now and Jimmy Kimmel's late-night talk show was resumed on Tuesday after its brief suspension last week due to his controversial remarks on US President Donald Trump and assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The upcoming Netflix historical drama House of Guinness premiered at London's picturesque Central on Tuesday with showrunner Stephen Knight and the cast in attendance. Iconic television series Baywatch is set to make a comeback. Fox has officially given a straight-to-series order for a reboot of the legendary lifeguard drama, slated to air during the 26-27 broadcast season. The trailer for the Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale star of The Bride was unveiled on Tuesday. The film is inspired by James Whale's Bride of Frankenstein and Mary Shelley's 1888 Frankenstein novel. Regina Hall is returning as Brenda in the upcoming movie Scary Movie 6, a sequel to Marlon and Sean Wayans' horror spoof franchise. Former One Direction singer Zayn Malik, also known as Zayn, is kicking off 2026 with a residency in Las Vegas after finishing his solo tour in Mexico City in March this year. American TV personality and socialite Paris Hilton launched an animated television series called Paris and Pups on Tuesday. The new YouTube Kids series is inspired by the Hilton Hotel's heiress's younger self as well as her real-life pets. Claudia Cardinale, a glamorous symbol of post-war Italian cinema who enjoyed a long and varied acting career on film and in the theatre, has died at the age of 87. Teaser for the film Haq, starring Imran Hashmi and Yami Gautam, has also been released. Set in the backdrop of the 80s, the film focuses on famous Muhammad Ahmed Khan versus Shah Banu Begum case. The first official teaser of Ritesh Dekhmukh, Vivek Oberoi and Aftab Shivdasani Stara, Masti 4, has been released. Sports Now and the International Cricket Council on Tuesday suspended USA Cricket with immediate effect due to breach of obligations as an ICC member under the ICC's constitution. Pakistan survived a mid-innings collapse to defeat Sri Lanka by 5 wickets in a virtual do-or-die Super 4 clash in Abu Dhabi. India taking on Bangladesh in a crucial Super 4 clash of the Asia Cup 2025 on Wednesday at the Dubai International Stadium. The only unbeaten team of the tournament, India will look to cement final spot against Bangladesh, a team they hold to a 16-1 record in T20Is. England Cricket Board on Tuesday announced 16-member squad for Ashes Tour and white ball squads for their tour of New Zealand. Ben Stokes will continue to lead the 16-member unit for the Ashes. The English skipper is continuing his recovery from a shoulder injury that ruled him out of the 5th Test against India back in July-August. Spinner Shoaib Bashir and pacer Mark Wood made a return to the England Test squad after recovering from injuries. Indian skater Chris Sharma on Wednesday said that the competition at the World Speed Skating Championship was intense, but his self-belief made the difference that led to his gold medal triumph. Kenya's athletics team returned home to a hero's welcome in Nairobi on Tuesday after finishing second overall behind the United States at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. In the La Liga, Kylian Mbappe's brace helped Real Madrid beat Levante 4-1 in the La Liga on Tuesday, extending the club's winning streak to the season. Messi's Inter Miami faces New York City FC in Major League Soccer on Wednesday night. With 2 back-to-back wins ahead of this game, Inter Miami will officially seal a spot in the playoffs if they beat New York City. In the English Cup, Chelsea avoided elimination by beating third-tier Lincoln City 2-1. Al Nassr thrashed Jeddah 4-0 to advance to the round of 16 for the World Cup. AI Ittihad also advanced to the round of 16 of the Kings Cup with a 1-0 win over Al Wahida. And that's all we have at the moment in this edition of Express News. For all the latest, keep watching DD India.